My name is Josh Wallace, and this is my explanation of a new technology tool that I've recently discovered called EDpuzzle. The purpose behind this is just to give teachers an idea of what this is about and how this might be helpful to you. So, to begin with, I'm going to today emphasize how to create the teacher account. Next time I'll look at it from the student side and demonstrate what it looks like for them. So for right now, I go to edpuzzle.com. It brings me to the home page. You can look at the demo that they play. I won't do that right now, but you're welcome to go do that later. You could click here to create a teacher account. You could click here to create a student account, or you could look up here and either sign in to create an account or log in. I'm going to click sign in for now, and then I'm going to say teacher. Now I can use a Google account, or I can enter in information myself. I'm going to do the Google account option just because that's easier, and it's going to ask me which of my Google accounts do I want to use. I'm going to say this one. This is my my school district account that's made for me by my school district. Now, next step, I can start looking for videos. But there's some other useful things on this site in addition to the search option. These ones right here are featured lessons that have been made with EDpuzzle that have some pretty good options. Of these, I personally like this one the most, but there's others down here. And these two right here are ones that I've created as just kind of samples and other things. On the other side of this page, on the left side, these are all the different sources that it searches through when looking for video content. So if I was to search for rhetoric, it would look for rhetoric in each of these options. Now, each of these have some pretty great content for most anything you'd want to teach. So you're going to get some great results. Of course, YouTube is the most well known, and that's fine. So for right now, let's go ahead. My 10th grade students right now are learning about rhetoric. So let's look at rhetoric. And if I search for rhetoric, it'll give me quite a few options here. And I could scroll through those and preview them directly from this screen by just pushing the play button. But for right now, I'm going to be more specific. I'm going to say rhetoric, and I'm going to say pathos this time. Okay, notice that it said there are no EDpuzzles, so no one's already made an EDpuzzle about that. But there's all these videos that are about rhetoric and pathos, particularly in YouTube. Of course, YouTube is, like we said, the most well known. This one I used just previously in another example, so I'm familiar with that a little bit. Let's go ahead and just say I previewed that. It's always, of course, a good idea to preview whatever you're going to show students beforehand. But let's just say I'm going to use it. Okay. Now, my first option here is to crop it in some way, meaning I could cut it out. Say I didn't really like the first part of the video or the last part of the video, so I'm going to move this in and move this in and say that's the portion of the video that I really want students to see. So then I would click on to the next step, which is audio track. Now, what audio track means is it would basically erase all the audio that's there currently on the video and replace it with whatever I record. Now, this might be a good option for some people. I don't usually use this option just because a lot of the videos that I'm using for the audio tracks that they have. Plus, my students hear me speak enough, and to record over an entire video, I think would be more harmful than good for them. And by the way, before I proceed, you'll notice that now my video is 57 seconds long instead of 3 minutes and 35 seconds because of the cropping that I did on this stage. Okay, so let's say I'm not going to do this option, the audio track option. I'm going to move to audio notes. Now this is very similar, except for it just puts in an audio note in 1 or 2 places, or however many places I want, instead of recording the whole length of the video. So let's just say I make one here, and so I'm going to go ahead and click on this. Now I am recording at 2 times at the same time. So I'm both recording your video now, but I'm also recording on the video that I'm creating for my students. Stop that and play it, and you'll notice how quiet it is, but it's there. Now I am recording at 2 times at the same time. So I'm both recording your video now, but I'm also recording on the video that I'm creating for my students. You notice what the second I pause my introduction or my explanation there, it proceeds right into the video. That's really very seamless. Put in a video, an audio comment, and immediately when I stop it, when my audio ends, it goes right on into the video. Very seamless and very helpful in that way. So let's just say I've added in my audio clips. I'm going to go ahead and click to questions. Now notice when I do that, it's uploading my sound. So as I'm doing this, it's uploading everything that I changed onto my account. It doesn't download anything. I don't have any videos that I'm downloading, so it's not taking up space or anything like that. Okay? So now notice that I've got my audio, which is represented here. Now I can add a question. So let's just click over here, and this is going to give me the option to add a question or a comment. Okay? So let's just start with a question. I could add an open-ended question here. What is pathos? I'm going to not capitalize P. There you go. I could do that. And then I could preview, and it would walk through the video and show me what it would look like for the student. Next, I could change the type of question though. Instead of asking an open-ended question, I can actually ask a multiple-choice question by doing this. And then the other option would be I could add a comment, in which case it would just add a comment on screen. I could have a hyperlink on there, it could have an image, several different options, but it would just appear on the screen with the text. Okay. Let's say I've done that, so I've got my video now exactly how I want students to see it. I would click on this Done button, I would save it, and then I could assign it to classes. I've already created a couple classes, and so they're listed here, but it also gives a demo class that's there automatically. I'm going to add it to the demo class just for today's sake. Then it gives me the option of prevent skipping and the due date. Prevent skipping, of course, just makes it so students cannot skip to certain parts of the video. They have to watch the video. This is helpful if you want to actually make sure kids have watched the content before they try to answer the quiz questions, and so they know that help you make sure that they know the content before they answer it. Of course, you can also add a due date. If I click due date, a calendar pops up, and then I just select when I want it to be done by, and then it communicates that to students. For right now, I'm going to say there's no due date for this. Then I would save the assignment. Now, it's added my content in, and then if I go to my classes, which for some reason it doesn't let me do that, so I've got to go to search, and then I can go to my classes. Now, again, it lists my courses over here, and then the content down here. I can add a new class. If I wanted to enroll someone into this current class, I could just give them this code and the link EDpuzzle.com, and it would allow them to add this course. I could create new classes from here, and so I have my first, my second period, so let's just say I have my fourth period on here, and that's a language class, and it's 10th grade. So I'd say save class. Now my fourth period class shows up right here, and I could add I can go back and add, and add comment or content to this class as well. Right now I'm going to manage my classes because I noticed that there's one thing that I need to work on. So I want to edit class info. I particularly need to look at, do the wrong one, go back. I want to click on this class and manage that particular class. So the title for it right now is just first. I meant to call it first period. I'm going to add that. And if I needed to adjust any of this other information there, I could. I could just say save. I could delete the class altogether. I can watch a tutorial about that. There's lots of tutorials throughout the whole process here, so there's lots of help that way. Okay, and so that's basically the account that I've created and the content that I could upload here. A lot of hopefully helpful tips here in getting started. I would say play with it and see where it takes you. Thank you for watching.